technical difficulties as we get set to go. As the University of Dallas Crusaders are about ready to square off with the Roos of Austin College. In game one of our 3-game series this weekend. Crusaders come into this game with a 16-11 overall record, 4-7 in the conference, and they have lost their last 6 games in a row. Trying to rebound off of that losing streak against Austin College today. The Roos, in a similar situation, they've also lost their last 6 games in a row, but their overall record and conference record not nearly as good as the Crusaders. 18-8 overall, 1-10 in the conference. As we get set to go, first pitch is a strike, 0-1. Adrian Montenegro, the starting pitcher today for the Crusaders, as he delivers a fastball in the outside corner, count 0-2. And the 0-2 misses outside, count 1-2. Montenegro this year making his 10th start with a 5-1 record. Has a 2.67 ERA, as that's a single through the left side for a leadoff hit. 2.6 ERA for Montenegro, pitching in 60 2/3 of an inning. 40 hits allowed, 22 runs, 18 of them earned, 10 walks, and 70 strikeouts for Montenegro. As the Roos trying to get a rally going here in the first inning. Runner on first, nobody out, and Tino Ramirez lays down a bunt, trying to get a runner into scoring position, which he successfully does. That was Caden Stengent, who had the leadoff single, who was sacrificed over to second. And that will now bring up Rayshawn Riley. Rayshawn Riley this year batting .340, 33 hits and 96 at-bats. 12 runs scored, no homers, 21 RBIs, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts as he flies out to center field. A bluff by Stengent as Huff gets a good throw to third, keeping him in place at second, and there are 2 away. Bring up Scott Hosmer to the plate. He takes a strike, 0-1. Hosmer batting .179 this season. 10 hits and 56 at-bats, 11 runs scored, no home runs, 3 RBIs, 4 walks, and 7 strikeouts. So he takes a ball, 1-1. To the count now as the Crusader infield playing Hosmer to pull. And strike 3 called on the check swing, tagged out at the plate by Curtis, and that will end the top of the first. So after a leadoff hit, no other damage by the Roos. No runs on 1 hit. No errors and 1 left on base. We've played half an inning here at Crusader Field. As we head to the bottom of the first inning, Crusaders coming up to bat right after this short break in the action. So as we prepare for the bottom of the first inning and the top of the Crusader batting order coming up to the plate, we'll take a look at our starting pitcher for the visiting Roos today, as it's number 3 Tyler Ramage. He'll be getting his second start of the year. So far, 1-2 on the season, making his 8th total appearance of the year. 11 1/3 innings pitched for Ramage, 25 hits allowed, 17 runs, 10 of them earned, 5 walks and 12 strikeouts with an ERA of 7.94. You can no doubt hear the wind through the microphone. A very windy day here at Crusader Field, as Paxton Huff fouls that away. Huff leading off the batting order for Dallas. As this year, Huff is batting .275, 22 hits and 80 at-bats, takes the ball high, 1-1. 23 runs scored, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, 23 walks, and 21 strikeouts. That is hit in the air to center. Under it is Kaysen for the out, and there's one away. Starting lineup for the Crusaders in this one. Now you just saw Paxton Huff at the plate, followed by Fernando Davila, Caleb Holman, Simon Turner, Andrew Gaspar, Caden Holman, David Saldana, Nate Curtis, and Reed Morales. The starting lineup for the Crusaders, as Fernando Davila will take a strike, 0-1. Outside and low, 1-1. Fernando Davila this season is batting .289, 22 hits and 76 at-bats, as he offers a bunt and then pulls it back, 2-1. 16 runs scored, no homers, 5 RBIs, 14 walks, and 15 strikeouts for Davila. And the 2-1 is up and in at head height, count 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch is a fastball on the outside corner, count 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the payoff pitch is high ball 4. So Davila gets on, and that will bring up Caleb Holman. Holman this year, unquestionably the Crusaders' best hitter. Batting .368, 35 hits and 95 at-bats, with 6 doubles, 4 home runs, 30 RBIs, 20 walks, and 20 strikeouts. On BP, on base percentage of .500 and a slugging average of .579. Caleb Holman having a fantastic 2024 season. And a throw over to first. And taking a look at Holman's on-base percentage and slugging average, his entire slash line is arguably the best in the conference, 1-0. 8th in batting average, 1st in on-base percentage, and 3rd in slugging. having, as I said already, a fantastic year. He's already one of the best Crusader hitters last year, but he's taken his game to another level this year. He grounds that one to second, or excuse me, grounds it to third, throw to second. It'll be a fielder's choice. Well, that will bring up Simon Turner. Turner has also been having himself a pretty good year, batting .297, 27 hits and 91 at bats, 15 runs scored, 3 home runs, 26 RBIs, 13 walks, and 23 strikeouts for Turner. Takes ball 1. The 1-0 is high, 2-0. Over to first by Ramage, checking on Homan, and he'll deal 2-0. Out of the zone, 3-0. And the 3-0. Turner taking all the way, as that one is put right down the middle. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner on first. And the 3-1 is going to be grounded to second. Fielded there by Ramirez. Over to second for the force. And that will end the bottom of the first inning. Now, no runs, no hits, no errors, and one left on base. We've played 1 inning here at Crusader Field. 0-0 is our score. Top of the second inning we go. Ruse coming up to bat right after this short pause in the action. To the top of the second inning we go. The 5, 6, 7 batters will be coming up for the Ruse. We've already seen a part of the lineup, but the starting lineup today for the Ruse. Caden Sturgeon leading off, Tino Ramirez batting second, Rayshawn Riley in the 3 spot, Scott Hosmer batting 4th, Asher Thompson at the plate right now takes a strike batting in the 5th spot. Ryan Padfield batting 6th, Ashton Milton 7th, batting 8th Keaton High, and at the bottom of the order Ashton Kaysen. Starting lineup for the Ruse. Inside misses 1-1, actually came very close to hitting Thompson. And 69 at bats, 6 runs scored, 1 home run, 7 RBIs, a walk, and 16 strikeouts. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Thompson, and there's one away. Well, that will bring up Ryan Padfield. Padfield batting 189 this year, 10 hits in 53 at-bats, as that is hit to third, snagged by Davila, throws across in time for the out, and there are 2 away. Didn't even give me a chance to read the rest of Padfield's line. 6 runs scored, no homers, 5 RBIs, 4 walks, and 22 strikeouts for Padfield. As that will bring up Ashton Milton. Milton hasn't played in many games this year. This is just his 5th game. 1 hit in 8 at-bats this year as he takes a strike. A run scored, an RBI, and 3 strikeouts. Hits it in the air to right. Turner is under it. Turner makes the catch, and that will end the top of the 2nd. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 2nd inning. We've played an inning and a half here at Crusader Field. 0-0 is our score, and that will bring us to an SCAC scoreboard update. Currently, this is the only baseball game going on in the SCAC right now, but at 1 o'clock, Centenary and St. Thomas will square off down in Houston, as will Shriner at Southwestern, and then at 2, TLU down in San Antonio against Trinity. Sorry about that. Then St. Thomas and Centenary will play a 2nd game at 4 o'clock later today, as will also Shriner and Southwestern. In men's tennis, Colorado College started a match this morning against Colorado Mesa. Shriner facing TLU. St. Thomas playing Latorno at 1 o'clock. And Dallas playing against Sul Ross State. It's senior day today for the Crusaders. Austin College also in a match later this afternoon at 2 against Concordia, and Trinity at 3 against UC Santa Cruz. In softball, St. Thomas on the road right now against Shriner. They are ahead 2-0. Centenary ahead of TLU right now, surprisingly enough, in the bottom of the 1st inning, 2-0. Pitches a ball, count 1-1. St. Thomas and Shriner, a 2nd game at 2. Southwestern will play a doubleheader against Trinity, swing and miss 1 and 2. 2 games between the Pirates and the Tigers at 2 and 4, and then Dallas playing at Austin College later tonight at 7. The 1-2 is a ball, 2 and 2. For women's golf, Dallas playing in the Howard Payne Battle in Browntown. The Howard Payne Invitational, the battle in Browntown. That started this morning. And then women's tennis, UC Santa Cruz against Southwestern. Pitches a ball, 3 and 2. That match started this morning. Colorado College versus Colorado Mesa also started this morning. Shriner versus TLU started at 11, and St. Thomas against Latorno at 1. Sul Ross versus Dallas at 1:30, and Concordia versus Austin at 2. That's a base hit for Andrew Gaspar. And that is your SCAC scoreboard update. Make sure you stay current for all the teams, for all the sports in the SCAC. Get all of your news, score, schedules, and standings at scacsports.com. Also for you Crusader fans out there, you can get all of your University of Dallas sports information and statistics at udallasathletics.com. So that will bring up Caden Homan, who's getting a start in the lineup today. Some of the UD players, normal starters, out of the lineup, I'm assuming with injuries, necessitating Caden get in today. Caden Homan batting 1 for 6 this year with 3 strikeouts. And a throw over to first. Gaspar safely getting back. Caden Homan, a left-handed batter, unlike his brother, who bats right-handed. Pitch is in there for a strike, 2-1. And another throw over. And the 2-1 is inside, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch, and that is called a strike. And a swing and a miss by Homan, and there is 1 out. As that will bring up David Saldana. David Saldana this season who hasn't played very much. This is just his 4th game of the year. Batting 2 for 8, 2 runs scored and 3 strikeouts. Behind in the count, 0-1. Pitch is fouled away, 0-2. The 0-2 to Saldana as he swings through a high fastball, 2 away. And that will bring up Nate Curtis, who has been splitting time this year with Ryan Metcalf behind the plate. Curtis batting 200, 9 hits and 45 at-bats, 5 runs scored, 1 homer, 5 RBIs, 10 walks, and 16 strikeouts as he gets a man on first base with 2 outs. Behind in the count, no balls and a strike. Pitch, and that hit him. So with that hit batter, that will now bring up Reed Morales, who's batting .262 this year. He takes a strike, 0-1. 16 hits and 61 at-bats, 18 runs scored, 1 homer, 13 RBIs, 19 walks, and 20 strikeouts for Morales. Has been paying a lot of attention to Andrew Gaspar. Gaspar, only 1 stolen base on the year. Pitches a strike, 0-2. So a little bit strange that there have been so many throws over. They've been paying so much attention to him. And a balk is called. No pitches. The runners will each grab a base. So now Dallas with runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Still, Morales is behind in the count, 0-2. From Ramage. Misses somehow for a ball. From right here, that looked right on the outside corner. So 1-2 the count. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Morales, and that will end the inning. So in the bottom of the second, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. We've played 2 here at Crusader Field. Still tied at 0 as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. Austin College coming up to bat right after this short break in the action. To the top of the 3rd inning we go. It'll be the 8-9-1 batters coming up for Austin. High, Kason, and Stengen. Keaton High, batting 182 this year. 6 base hits and 33 at-bats. 5 runs scored, 1 home run, 1 no home runs, 1 RBI. 9 walks and 8 strikeouts. As he's behind in the count 0-1. Montenegro's pitch misses 1-1. The 1-1 is lined foul down the third base line. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch misses outside, 2-2. Montenegro's 2-2 is fouled away. Count stays at 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch is hit high and deep, but foul down the left field line. And the 2-2 pitch, again, is going to be a ball outside. Count now full 3-2. And the payoff pitch, fouled away again. Payoff pitch is grounded to short. Fielded by Gaspar, throws across in time for the out, and there's 1 away. Well, that will bring up Ashton Kaysen, who hasn't played in many games this year, doesn't have many at-bats, but he's made the most of his at-bats. 5 hits and 9 at-bats, playing in 8 games this year. 1 run scored. No home runs, 5 RBIs, no walks and 3 strikeouts for Kaysen, as he's behind in the count, no balls and a strike. Hit to third or short, should have been short, but Fernando Davila dives for that ball that was going straight for Andrew Gaspar, and probably what should have been an ending ground out turns into probably what will be scored a hit, and it looks like it is. count to Stengen, who singled back in the first inning. Got the first hit of the game. He has a runner on first with 1 out. And a throw over by Montenegro. Hit in the air, foul over the third base dugout. Stengen this year batting .208, 5 hits in 24 at-bats, 3 runs scored, no homers, 1 RBI, 5 walks, and 2 strikeouts. And takes that one low. One ball, 2 strikes. That one's hit in the air, out of play. And the runner goes. 1-2 pitch is called a strike. Throw down to second is going to go into center field, but Huff is there to back it up. So, 2 outs now and a runner on second. And that will bring up Tino Ramirez. Ramirez batting .337 this year. 32 hits and 95 at-bats, 19 runs scored, no home runs, 9 RBIs, 6 walks, and 13 strikeouts for Ramirez. We'll look over to second, and another. The 0-1 is in there for a strike, 0-2. Montenegro's 0-2 is bounced in the other batter's box, 1 and 2. Checking the pitch chart on his wrist. Takes a look over to second. And delivers. Is bounced in there again. Breaking ball in the dirt as Curtis has to slide over to make sure that doesn't get back to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 is lined to shallow left. It's going to get down for a hit. In comes the runner, and he will score. It's a base hit and an RBI for Tino Ramirez. And Austin College takes a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 3rd inning. Now the outfield playing pretty shallow, especially with how this wind has been blowing in from center field, but not shallow enough as that dunks into left field in front of David Saldana. Cason scores, and Austin jumps ahead 1-0. A throw over. For Ramirez, that is now his 10th RBI of the season. That pitch is high and outside, 1-1. left-handed Rayshawn Riley against the left-handed Adrian Montenegro, as Montenegro makes another throw over to first. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. Montenegro deals 1 and 2, as that is looped to right. Coming in is Turner, going out, making the catch is Morales, and that will end the top of the 3rd inning. Well, the Roos strike for 1 on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base in the top of the 3rd. We've played 2.5 here at Crusader Field. Austin College with a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Dallas coming up to bat right after the short pause in the action. Well, to the bottom of the 3rd inning we go. Top of the Crusader batting order coming up. It'll be Huff, Davila, and Caleb Homan. Both teams scoreless for the first 2 innings. And then in the top of the 3rd, a breakthrough by Austin College. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Back in the bottom of the 1st inning, Huff flew out to center. As Thompson over at 3rd, playing in on the grass, guarding against a possible bunt by Huff as he fouls that one off over the Crusader dugout. Evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 is chopped to 3rd. Thompson fields, throws across his body in time as Hosmer has to dig it out on a bounce. And there's 1 away. Well, that will bring up Fernando Davila, who was the first base runner for the Crusaders today. He walked in his first plate appearance, taking a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 is hit to short. Little pop-up that high catches, retiring Davila for the 2nd out of the inning. And that will bring up Caleb Homan, who grounded into a fielder's choice. 5-4 his first time up. Takes a fastball for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 on the way. is grounded to third, fielded by Thompson, throws across in plenty of time to get home. And that will end the bottom of the third inning. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the third. We've played 3 innings here at Crusader Field. 1-0 our score, Austin College with the lead. As we head to the top of the 4th inning. Austin College coming up to bat right after this short pause in the action. Well, to the top of the 4th inning we go. And the middle of the batting order coming up for Austin College, Hosmer, Thompson, and Padfield. Hosmer struck out swinging his first time up, lifts that one to left, and that one will get down for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Hosmer. And that will bring up Thompson. Thompson struck out swinging his first time up. First pitch on the way. A breaking ball in there for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Called on the corner for a strike, 0-2. Montenegro look over to first, delivers to the plate, fouled off by Thompson. Count stays 0-2. Anyone wondering if Scott Hosmer is a threat to steal? I would say probably not. No stolen base attempts all year. And that one is a breaking ball that misses high, 1-2. Montenegro's pitch is going to be grounded weakly towards short. Fielded by Gaspar. He'll have one play. It'll be at first. Gets the out there, and there's one away. Well, that advances Hosmer to second, and that will bring up Padfield. Back in the 2nd inning, Padfield grounded out to third. So here's Padfield at the plate, and he'll take a breaking ball out of the zone low. Count 1-0. Montenegro's 1-0 is fouled straight back to the screen. Count 1-1. The 1-1. Low 2-1. 2-1. Misses low in the dirt again. 3-1. Three-1 pitch is hit in the air to left center, and going back is Saldana. He'll look up, and over the wall it goes, round the diamond. A 2-run home run for Padfield. A long shot going into the wind into left center field as the Austin College Roos take a 3-0 lead. Rare home run allowed by Adrian Montenegro. Montenegro giving up just his 4th this season. Fourth this year, 7th in his career. And Crusaders in a little bit of a hole here in the 4th inning, down 3-0. Their bats have not been doing particularly much today, as that one is popped in the infield. Caleb Holman under it for the catch, 2 outs. As Tyler Ramage has been doing very well against Dallas today. As I mentioned earlier, just his 2nd start of the year. And you would think with a pitcher who had an 8 ERA coming into the game that the Crusaders would be able to get to him so far in this game, but that has not been the case. Ramage doing about as well as could be asked for. So that's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will end the top of the 4th. In the top of the 4th inning, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and no one left on base. We've played 3.5. 3-0 Austin College. And that will bring us to an SCAC scoreboard update. Top of the 1st inning, Centenary and St. Thomas. That game just starting. Same with Schreiner and Southwestern. TLU and Trinity at 2. Centenary and St. Thomas, and Schreiner and Southwestern. Their 2nd games will be at 4. Then in softball, which is really the only other action going on right now. Top of the 4th inning, St. Thomas ahead of Schreiner 2-0. That game being played in Kerrville. And Centenary still ahead of TLU right now. It is 2-1 in the bottom of the 3rd. The Bulldogs at the plate right now. So that is your SCAC scoreboard update. Remember to stay current for all the teams, for all the sports in the SCAC, and get all of your SCAC news, score schedules, and standings at scacsports.com. And for you Crusader fans out there, you can get all of your University of Dallas sports information and statistics at udallasathletics.com. That will bring us to the bottom of the 4th inning. Dallas right now in a 3-0 hole. Simon Turner grounds that one foul, 0-1. And as I was mentioning, Tyler Ramage pitching very well right now, allowing just 1 Crusader hit through 3 innings. I think he's only allowed 2 base runners as well. Actually, it might be 3. Let's take a, yeah, 3 men left on base for Dallas so far. One in the first, 2 in the second, and then they went down in order last inning. As that is popped up, this should make it out of play. And it hits the roof of the visitors' dugout. So 2-2 the count. As that is fouled away. And the 2-2. Misses 3-2. The 3-2 pitch is hit to the left side. That's going to be fielded by Thompson. Throws across in time. And there is one away. Well, one away. And that will bring up Andrew Gaspar, who has the lone hit for Dallas today. He'll take a strike. The 0-1. Pitch is hit through the right side into right field for a base hit. As Gaspar has the second and only 2 hits of the game for Dallas. As Riley out in right field thought about trying to gun him down at first, but Gaspar was moving up the line far too quickly for that. Trying to get the very rare but not impossible 9-3 put out, which we actually, I think, have seen already once this year. If memory serves, I believe Dallas executed that against one of their opponents here. Might have been McMurray, I don't remember for sure. So Caden Homan at the plate. As he hits one over the head of the first baseman Hosmer down the right field line for a base hit. Going to third, standing up is Gaspar. And so Dallas runners on the corners with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning, trying to get something going, trying to get those runs back. Trying to answer the home run in the top of the inning. As that will now bring up David Saldana, who struck out swinging his first time up. Has a chance to bring in at least one run here. He can do so without actually getting a hit. The right kind of an out will bring in a run. Deep enough fly ball or a ground ball that isn't right at one of the infielders, something that they'll need to at least move a little bit for, and the wind really coming in right now. Swing and a miss, count 1-1. And the 1-1 misses 2-1. The 2-1 to Saldana is poked foul out of play over the Crusader dugout. Dallas trying to get a run this inning, trying to get on the board. Very good opportunity here with a runner on third base and less than 2 outs. 2-2 pitches hit right up the middle, and this is going to be through into center field. Stopping at second is Homan, scoring is Gaspar. It's a base hit and an RBI for David Saldana. Dallas gets on the board 3-1. I was about to say they take the lead, but that's not true. They need 3 more runs before they can do that. But they have the ability to possibly do that here on one swing. The go-ahead run is at the plate in Nate Curtis. And at this point, I'm wondering how much you're actually hearing me instead of the wind. Very windy out here today, as you can obviously hear it. The American flag whipping out in center field right now. That is fouled off, count 0-2. Nate Curtis today, back in the second inning, was hit by a pitch. Behind in the count 0-2. Takes that one 1-2. Chirping at him about that last pitch call, and the umpire saying he's had enough. So 1-2 the count, 2 men on. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Curtis, and there are 2 away. Well, that will bring up Reed Morales, who struck out swinging his first time up. That strikeout by Ramage, his 4th of the game, all of them swinging. Pitch to Morales is a ball, low and outside, 1-0. The 1-0. Pitch is a strike, 1-1. 1-1. Misses 2-1. And the 2-1 misses just off the plate, as Stengent was trying to frame that one. You can see a little bit of a glove movement bringing it back towards the plate, but the umpire wasn't buying it. Morales is now ahead in the count 3-1. And ball 4. So the bases are now loaded for the top of the batting order. Paxton Huff will be the batter, as Huff will have Caden Homan on third, David Saldana on second, and Reed Morales on first. And we have a meeting at the mound. Is a strike, count 0-1 to Huff. Paxton Huff 0 for 2 today. Opportunity to perhaps tie the game on a base hit here. Pitches a ball, 1-1. I think more than likely a base hit would tie the game. 2 outs, runners will be going on contact unless it's hit on a bullet line right at somebody in the outfield. I think just about any single should score the run, as that one is hit to center and should end the inning. Kason makes the catch in center field, and that will end the bottom of the 4th inning. Well, the Crusaders do get one back in the bottom of the 4th. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, but they do leave 3 on base. 3-1 our score. Austin still with the lead as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Austin College coming up to bat right after this short pause in the action. Well, here we go. Top of the 5th inning. 3-1 Austin College with the lead. I'm Kevin McGurk. Joining, if you're just joining us today, the Austin College Roos ahead of the University of Dallas Crusaders. That pitch is a strike, 1-1, as they scored a run in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and Dallas answered with 1 in the bottom of the 4th. As these two starting pitchers have actually been pretty good today. Adrian Montenegro did have one bad pitch, which was taken over the left center field wall, a 2-run home run by Ryan Padfield. And so far, that home run is the difference in the game. So, Kason flies out to right. And that will bring up the top of the batting order. Caden Stengen, 1 for 2 today with a strikeout. Looking. The 0-1 pitch. High, 1-1. The 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. And the 1-2. Misses down and away, 2-2. Montenegro's 2-2 is hit into shallow right field near the line, as that will be a foul ball. Simon Turner in pursuit, unable to get there in time. And the 2-2. Strike 3 looking. Down goes Stengen, and there are 2 away. Stengen retired, looking for the 2nd time today. And that will bring up Tino Ramirez. Ramirez, 1 for 1 with an RBI. Also has a sacrifice in the game. First pitch is hit to short. Gaspar fields. Long throw across in time for the out. And that will end the top of the 5th inning. So 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 5th inning. As we've played 4.5 here at Crusader Field. Austin College with the 3-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Crusaders coming up right after this short pause in the action. bottom of the 5th inning we go, and ladies and gentlemen, I think we may have had a first, at least first since that I can remember here at Crusader Field. Coach Sean Counts of Austin College just got thrown out of the game for arguing with the home plate umpire. He had been in his ear on some pitches earlier in the game, and I think he finally had enough and just got himself thrown out. Which is the first time that I can recall anyone getting thrown out of a game here since 2017. So, an unusual occurrence here at Crusader Field as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Already starting the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 balls and no strikes to Fernando Davila, the 2-3-4 batters coming up for the Crusaders. Davila 0 for 1 with a walk. Ahead 2-0, and that's bounced 3-0. And the 3-0 is high, ball 4. Well, here's Caleb Homan, who is 0 for 2 today. Amazingly, his brother, who has had maybe 10 at-bats all season, has gotten a hit before Caleb has today. Got a hit in his second at-bat. Caleb hitless in 2 at-bats. Throw over to first. One and 0 the count. And the 1-1 is way outside, 2-1. And the 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2. That is hit high and deep, but foul. A very scary foul ball by Homan, as he was all over that one, but just out in front of it. As the Roos do have an arm up in the bullpen. And swing and a miss as Davila will steal second. So Caleb Homan is retired, but Davila now moves himself into scoring position, and Simon Turner will come up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today so far. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Warming up for the Roos like a single-digit number, which the only other single-digit numbers was tied to Ramage, which is a strike 1-1. Would be either number 0, Devin Vilpando, or number 6, Tristan Mallory. The 1-1 is a strike 1 and 2. And whoever it is that is warming up, another unusual occurrence as the bullpen, which is on the field for the visitors, the way that the bullpen is set up as down goes Turner. Usually the setup is the pitcher is throwing towards home, but I guess to add some extra reaction time and security, Austin College is actually warming up in the other direction. The pitcher is currently on the mound, the bullpen mound, throwing towards the outfield fence, which is definitely the first time I've seen that here. As Gaspar checks his swing, first base umpire says he doesn't go. So, a few unusual occurrences here today. As Andrew Gaspar, who is 2 for 2 today, and has scored the only Crusader run, is up with a runner in scoring position. As he fouls that one off, count 1 and 2. Fernando Davila on second, 2 outs. Andrew Gaspar at the plate, 1 and 2 the count, and that's outside 2 and 2. The 2-2 from Ramage misses outside, full count. The payoff pitch. Ball 4. Andrew Gaspar now on base all 3 times today he's been up. And that will be first and second for Caden Homan, who is 1 for 2 today. His older brother, the best hitter on the team, currently being shown up by the younger Homan. 1 for 2 versus 0 for 3. Pitches a strike, and Caden with a chance to drive in some runs here. The 0-1 fouled out of play over our heads, 0-2. Second. And the 0-2 delivery is inside 1 and 2. The 1-2 fouled away again over the dugout. Count stays at 1 and 2. with the bullpen going for Austin, there is a chance that this could be the last inning for Ramage. 1-2 pitch. Inside 2-2. Longest outing for Tyler Ramage this year was last weekend against Trinity, where he went 4 1/3 innings. So this is already his longest outing of the year, 4 2/3 so far. Four and 2/3 on the cusp of making it 5. He's 1 strike away from doing that. The 2-2 pitch is hit in the air behind short. This should end the inning. High is there. High fighting the sun, and he can't get it. It drops. And I think the wind took that one for sure. Oh, that's going to be a base hit and an RBI for Caden Homan. And Dallas cuts the deficit to 3-2. Well, an unfortunate play there for Austin, as that one really should have been the 3rd out of the inning, but as I've mentioned at least twice already, the wind really blowing hard here today, and I think the wind might have gotten a hold of that one, because that was popped sky high, and just Keaton High was under it. There's no question that he had plenty of time to get there, but it just backed off on him right at the last second, changed directions, and came down for a single. It's also possible, with how high that was hit, he was probably battling the sun as well, so you have not only the wind going against him, but the sun as well, and it just ends up as a very unfortunate play. I think it really should have ended up a bit worse for Austin, if I'm analyzing this, because coming into score, was Fernando Davila, who scored pretty easily from second, but Andrew Gaspar probably should have ended up on 3rd, and Caden Holman maybe should have ended up on 2nd. With 2 outs, there's no reason to not keep running. I mean, if he catches it, it doesn't matter, but if it drops like that, you might be able to eke out an extra base. And so, as unfortunate as that was for the Roos, it might have simultaneously been kind of lucky for them that Andrew Gaspar and Caden Homan weren't running a bit harder on that pop-up. Now, of course, you figure a routine sky-high pop-up like that, under most circumstances, that ball is easily caught, but when you factor in that the ball was probably in line with the sun, as well as the strong winds here, well, you get the rare instance of an infielder who had all the time in the world to get it, and he's unable to make the play. So it ends up being a run for the Crusaders, and they still have 1st and 2nd with 2 outs, as Zach Zarnecki is the new pitcher in relief of Ramage. Swing and a miss. Count 0-1. Zarnecki listed as number 11 on the roster, but oh no, that is an 11 on it. The way that the numbers are on the uniform, it looked like a single-digit number, but the 1 runs are just very close together. So 1-1 is the count. Outside 2-1. Zarnecki this year making his 12th appearance. This year pitching 22 2/3 innings, allowing 22 hits, 16 runs, 15 of them earned, 9 walks and 13 strikeouts with a 5.96 ERA. It's David Saldana, who's 1 for 2 with an RBI and a strikeout, is at the plate. The 2-1 is hit foul into the dugout of the Roos. Barehanded play there made by one of the assistant coaches. 2-2 the count. And the 2-2 is fouled away. The 2-2 is fouled away again towards the home dugout, visiting dugout. Yeah, the visiting dugout is definitely on the third base side. This isn't some of the weird stadiums that decide to flip-flop it. Never really understand why some teams decide to make the third base dugout the home dugout, but matter of preference, I guess. Among other teams that come to mind, I think the Minnesota Twins do it that way. As that is hit in the air to center. This should end the inning. Kaysen is under it, makes the catch for the out. And that will end the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, Dallas gets another one this inning. 1 run on a hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. We've played 5 innings. It is 3-2, Austin College with the lead. As we head to the top of the 6th inning, Austin College coming up to bat right after this short pause in the action. Well, to the top of the 6th inning we go. As the heart of the order, 3, 4, 5 will come up. Riley, Hosmer, and Thompson. As Rayshawn Riley is 0 for 2 today. Behind 0-1 after the foul ball. And that will be hit up the middle and through past a diving Reed Morales into center field. There's a man on and nobody out. Well, for anyone who might have been wondering, as because I was curious just how many Major League teams have third base home dugouts, and it's a lot more than I thought it was. It's 12. The Diamondbacks, the Cubs, the White Sox, the Cleveland Guardians, the Tigers, the Angels, the Dodgers, the Marlins, the Athletics, the Pirates, the Giants, and the Toronto Blue Jays all have dugouts for the home team on the third base side. So much more common than I thought it was. But the majority, 2/3 of Major League Baseball, or rather 3/5 of Major League Baseball, 18 out of 30, have it on the first base side, which is the traditional side. So, there you go. Learn something new. As that pitch is going to be a ball high. Scott Hosmer, who was 1 for 2 with a run scored and a strikeout, showed bunt, but then pulled it back. And a throw over to first. Now, Montenegro, no signs of slowing down as he's gone deep into games on many occasions this year. Fouled off. He went 8 innings deep against St. Thomas last week. And I'd imagine he'll probably do something similar today. No action in the Crusaders bullpen. As that is lined to left field, that is down in front of Saldana. And the Roos have something going here in the top of the 6th with no one out. And then we'll bring up Asher Thompson. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Well, that hit gets something going in the Crusader bullpen, as that is going to be bunted foul. It looks like it might be 25, Dominic Gill warming up for Dallas. Gill, who had been a starting pitcher last year. I think he had some injuries earlier this year. Pitches a ball 1-1. Was replaced by Marcelo Carrillo, who himself looks like he might be taken out of the rotation. He didn't start last week against St. Thomas. Cortez Sainz started last week in the 3rd pitcher spot, as that is going to be bounced in there. A wild pitch. And, well, Thompson, who was trying to bunt over the 2 Roos on 1st and 2nd, well, now it doesn't need to do that anymore. He can swing away if he wants to. Maybe the Roos will try a squeeze play, who knows, we'll see. But the Roos get their runners moved up for free on the wild pitch, and that will miss for a ball 3-1. Just taking a look over at the bullpen, Dominic Gill now starting to warm up in a hurry. As check swing, he went. You can see that from here, count 3-2. And time called at the plate. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Thompson, and there's one away. Well, you could essentially chalk that up as a sacrifice anyway. They get the runners moved over for free, but Thompson is put out anyway, so you could call it even and say that he still managed to in essence, accomplish the job. But I'm sure the Roos would have preferred, after the free bases were given up on the wild pitch, that he at least move them one base up each on, at the very least, trading an out for a run. But the original intent of him getting up and sacrificing them over, well, that situation is still the case, as Ryan Padfield is at the plate with runners in scoring position. The 1-1 is chopped foul. Count 1-2. Padfield hit that long home run into the wind in left center field, a little bit to the left of the Edward Jones sign. One for two with a run scored, 2 RBIs, and that homer. The 1-2 pitch from Montenegro is high, 2-2. UD with the infield on the grass, trying to prevent a run from scoring, as this game is a one-run game, 3-2. Dallas has been struggling a bit today to score runs, so they'd like to keep Austin from getting any more. Ball in the dirt, 3-2. And one of those runs was helped out by the elements, the wind and the sun, on that sky-high pop-up by Caden Homan that Keaton High wasn't able to catch, as that is dribbled weakly towards the left side. Montenegro fields, throws in time for the out. Runners stay put, and there are 2 away. Well, a little bit of pressure now relieved, as there are 2 away now. The infield can back up, as Ashton Milton will come up to the plate. And actually, it looks like this is going to be a pinch hitter. Number 21. Jordan Odom, if the roster is to be believed. Odom listed as a pitcher. So we'll see if this is actually Odom or if someone else is wearing 21 today. Well, Odom will dig in. And he has runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Fouled back off the tip of the bat. Count, no balls and a strike. The 0-1 is grounded weakly, foul. Count 0-2. Montenegro comes set, goes from the windup, and the 0-2 is high above the shoulders, 1-2. The 1-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Odom, and that will end the top of the 6th. Well, the threat is averted as Montenegro strands runners on 2nd and 3rd. And in the top of the 6th inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We have played 5.5 here at Crusader Field. 3-2 is our score. Austin College in the lead. And that will bring us to an SCAC scoreboard update. Well, top of the 3rd inning, baseball. Centenary ahead 3-0 on St. Thomas. Top of the 3rd inning between Shriner and Southwestern as the Mountaineers are up 3-2 on the Pirates. Over to softball, bottom of the 7th inning. The St. Thomas Celts up 3-1 on the Mountaineers. Last chance for Shriner as they are currently batting in the bottom of the 7th. Bottom of the 6th inning in Seguin, TLU down to Centenary 4-2. And those are all of the current games going on right now. We'll keep you up to date as the rest of the afternoon progresses. And that was your SCAC scoreboard update. Make sure you stay current for all the teams across all of the sports of the SCAC. Get all of your SCAC news, score schedules, and standings at scacsports.com. Also for you Crusader fans, get all of your University of Dallas sports information and statistics at udallasathletics.com. 3-2 our score, bottom of the 6th inning. Shriner holding on to the lead. Excuse me, Austin holding on to the lead. As Nate Curtis lines that into center field, and Reed Morales will step up to the plate. Bottom and top of the order coming up this inning, 8, 9, and 1. Paxton Huff on deck. Morales 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. Offers a bunt, pulls it back. The 1-0. And ball high as Morales pulls the bunt back again. Pitch on the way. High, ball 3. Time is called as the ball being used in the visitors' bullpen gets away onto the field. Hazards of having an on-field bullpen. And the 3-0 pitch. Right down the middle for a strike, 3-1. Zarnecki's 3-1 is in there for a strike, 3-2. The 3-2 to Morales is gonna have to wait a minute as Zarnecki steps off. Zarnecki set and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike three, as Curtis goes, and the throw goes into center field, but he won't advance anymore. So, strike three swinging and a stolen base for Nate Curtis, as that will now bring up the top of the batting order. Paxton Huff to the plate. He is hitless in 3 at-bats today. Has the opportunity to drive in the tying run with Nate Curtis on second base with 1 out. And time is called as Stengen will go out to talk to Zarnecki. Final line for Tyler Ramage. He went 4 2/3 of an inning, 5 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, 4 walks and 6 strikeouts, and he cannot lose or win. Well, in theory, he could pick up the win if Austin College went off next inning and scored 9 runs, and managed to run rule Dallas 12-2. Then I think he would actually be eligible for the win, as that is fouled off. But barring that from happening, if we go all 9 innings, then because he came out before completing 5, he cannot win, and because he came out ahead, he cannot lose either. Zarnecki's pitch to Huff is a strike, 0-2. Zarnecki delivers 0-2. Is hit to right center field. That's down for a base hit. Being waved in is Curtis. The throw will be to second. It's a base hit and an RBI for Paxton Huff. And Dallas ties the game 3-3. Well, we have a new game now, 3-3. As Fernando Davila will come up to the plate. Davila 0 for 1 with a run scored, 2 walks, and Paxton Huff, the best base stealer in the SCAC, just waiting for a chance to put himself in scoring position. If you're wondering just how well he's done this year, well, Huff, a 90% base stealer, pitches a ball 1-0. 18 stolen bases, caught stealing twice. 18 for 20 success rate. And Austin College very much aware of this, as they're keeping a close eye on him, already a couple throws over. And there he goes. Pitch is a strike. Throw down to second. Nowhere near in time. Easily stolen by Huff. That is now 19 for 21. Actually, the SCAC page says he has 21 stolen bases as Huff steals another. And Huff is going to be sent back to second for some reason. Coach Grafton out to talk to him. Talk to the umpire. I think time might have been called. Time might have been called just prior to Huff going. unfortunate miss there for Dallas as Huff had a clean steal of third. 1-2 the count. We'll see if he tries to take third again. Swing and a miss, strike 3, down goes Davila, and there are 2 away. As I was saying, the SCAC stat page says that Huff has 21 stolen bases on the year, but on UD's stat page, it says he only has 18. So that's very curious, where those extra 3 stolen bases are coming from, or are missing, depending on, I guess, how you look at it. But if the SCAC says it's 21, I'm willing to bet it's just not showing up on UD's website for some reason. Throw down to third is not in time as Huff steals another one. So Huff, after driving in the tying run, then steals second, then third, then is sent back, then steals third again. And if we go by the SCAC stat page, he now has 23 stolen bases on the year, leading the conference, with Caleb Holman at the plate. 1-0. Takes a strike, 1-1. Now Caleb would probably like to even the score with his brother, who has an RBI today, and Caleb is hitless. Caden also has 2 hits in addition to that RBI. It is a ball, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch to Caleb Holman is a ball, 3-1, as Paxton Huff, dancing off of third base, trying to distract Zarnecki, maybe draw a balk. If he sees something he likes, maybe even try and steal home. And the pitch is hit in the air to right. This should end the inning. Under it, making the catch, is Riley for the out, and that will end the bottom of the 6th. Well, Dallas gets a run here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left on base. We've played 6 innings. We are tied at 3. As we head to the top of the 7th inning, Austin College coming up to bat right after this short pause in the action. To the top of the 7th inning we go. Austin College sending out the 8-9-1 batters this inning. And a pinch hitter for Austin. Trip Toms, number 12, will step in. Toms batting 162 this year, 11 hits in 68 at-bats, 2 runs scored, no homers, an RBI, 4 walks, and 15 strikeouts. Adrian Montenegro nearing 100 pitches. I think in all likelihood, if he can go smoothly through the inning, pitches a ball, 1-0. I think if he can go smoothly through the next 3 batters, this should be his last inning, but I'd be willing to bet that should he get into even a little trouble, this will probably be it for him. And that one is caught behind second by Morales, and there's one away. Little soft pop-up that Morales runs down. Bringing up the number 9 batter, Kason. Ashton Kason, 1 for 2 with a run scored. The 1-0 is a strike, 1-1. The 1-1. Breaking ball misses high, 2-1. Montenegro's 2-1 is dribbled to Montenegro. Throws on a hop or 2 to first. Holman digging it out. And there are 2 away. Now Montenegro fielding the ball cleanly, but did rush the throw a bit as he almost spiked that into the ground and took... I saw at least one. I thought it hopped twice, but it could just be my eyes playing tricks on me. But it was on target to Holman, and so able to scoop it out, record the out for the second out of the inning. As Caden Stingeon takes the ball, 1-0. Stingeon 1 for 3 today. Struck out twice, looking. And hits that to left. Going back is Saldana. He's under it. He makes the catch with plenty of room to spare. And that will end the top of the 7th. Well, 3 up and 3 down in the top of the 7th inning. Our score is tied at 3. We've played 6.5 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Crusaders coming up to bat right after this short pause in the action. Well, to the bottom of the 7th inning we go. Our score is tied 3-3. As the Crusaders will send up the middle of the batting order, 4, 5, and 6. Simon Turner, Andrew Gaspar, and Caden Holman. Turner is 0 for 3 today with a strikeout looking. As he leads off the bottom of the 7th. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 is hit to the left side and through for a base hit, as it just gets past both Thompson and High. Excuse me. That's Tom's at short now. See pinch hit in the top of the inning for High, stated to play short. Well, looks like that single will knock Zarnecki out of the game. And so that will bring up Andrew Gaspar, followed by Caden Homan. Two hitters who have caused problems for the Roos today. Gaspar has yet to be put out, as he has 2 singles and a walk. Caden Homan had a dribbler single, and then a sky-high pop-up that was lost in the sun and affected by the wind that Keaton High was unable to put away. Driving in a run, and that was the run the Crusaders scored in the bottom of the 5th inning. If you're just joining us, the score tied 3 apiece right now. Austin College starting the scoring with a run in the 3rd inning, followed by a 2-run home run in the 4th inning. And the Crusaders have scored 1 in each of the last 3, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th. Currently we are in the 7th. And a leadoff hit by Dallas by Simon Turner. And a pitching change for the Roos, as Brant Stuber is the pitcher. Stuber making his 11th appearance of the season. No wins, no losses. 4 saves on the year. He's pitched 16 innings, allowed 10 hits, 3 runs, just 2 of them earned. 6 walks and 20 strikeouts with an ERA of 1.13. So the Roos looking to him to squelch any thoughts of a rally the Crusaders might have this inning. He is brought in to face what has hereto been the 2 most problematic hitters in the Crusader batting order, as that is dribbled to 3rd, fielded there by Thompson, throws in time to 1st for the out, and finally the Roos put out Andrew Gaspar. Well, here is Caden Homan. 2 for 3 today with an RBI. And he has also struck out once. He has Simon Turner on 2nd and 1 out. Corner infielders playing up for the Roos, as that is a backdoor breaking ball for a strike. 0-1. Hosmer playing in line, maybe even a step ahead of first base. Thompson over at 3rd playing maybe a step behind 3rd, but close to in line, as that is hit down the right field line, foul. Solid contact, but just out in front by Caden Homan. The 0-2 pitch, as that is hit to left field. Padfield is back. Padfield, he's not going to get it. It's going to drop for a hit. And it happens again. The wind and the sun playing tricks on the Austin defensive players. As that's going to be a double for Caden Homan. 2 hits today that he can thank the sun and the wind for. As Padfield looked like he had it, and at the last second, he turned towards the wall, realizing that it was going farther, carrying farther than he initially thought, and it ends up being a double. And fortunately for the Roos, a double where the runner on second did not score. Simon Turner only moving up one base. And how do you like that? 2 hits by Caden Homan that I think in most other circumstances would have been outs. And both of them are changing the complexion of the game as that is lined into center field for a base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes Caden Homan. He'll also score. It's a base hit and 2 RBIs for David Saldana, and the Crusaders take the lead 5-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. This is definitely, you can definitely tell we're playing baseball out here just because of all the wackadoo shenanigans that are happening in this game. It's just not possible. It's just not possible in any other sport. None. Maybe softball, but I don't even think. Well, softball have their own wacky things that happen, but anyway. Only in baseball. So, with that 2 RBI single by Saldana, who now has 3 in the game, the Crusaders take their first lead at 5-3. And the runner goes, swing and a miss, and no throw. And someone is up in the Crusader bullpen. I don't know if that's Dominic Gill or not. It's not. Number 27 is Colin Johnson. So, Johnson might be called for a 6-out save. We'll see. We'll see if Montenegro comes back out in the next inning. I know Dominic Gill was warming up, but that's a swing and a miss in the dirt. They'll have to throw it down to first to retire Curtis for the 2nd out. We'll see what Coach Grafton decides. As Colin Johnson has definitely been used multiple times this year in multi-inning saves. Quite possibly we'll see that today. Will they go straight to Johnson, or will Gill be called on to get the hold? Or will even Montenegro be brought back out for another inning? We'll see in a moment. As that is a fly out by Morales to end the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a man left on base. We have played 7 here at Crusader Field. 5-3 Dallas with the lead. As we head to the top of the 8th inning, Austin College coming up to bat right after this short pause in the action. the 8th inning. As fouled away 0-1. I think it is still very likely that he's on a bit of a short leash. If he is able to keep putting guys away, pitches the ball 1-1, he'll be allowed to finish the inning, but I'd be very much willing to bet that if anyone gets on for Austin, he's probably getting the hook very quickly. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Tino Ramirez, 1 for 2 today with a sacrifice, an RBI. Facing Montenegro for the 4th time today. The 1-2. Strike 3 looking. Down goes Ramirez, and there's 1 away. And for Montenegro, that is his 8th strikeout of the game. SCAC leader in strikeouts. That is fouled off by Riley, 0-1. Riley 1 for 3 so far today. The 0-1 on the way is grounded right back up the middle, off of the glove of Montenegro, and that's going to be an infield single. As Montenegro was not able to handle that comebacker. Hit towards the second base side, and as a left-handed pitcher falling towards the shortstop or the third base side, having to reach across his body, just wasn't able to glove it. As a right-handed pitcher, he probably fields that pretty easily, but as a lefty, that was a difficult play. That is skied to shallow left, caught by Saldana for the out, and there are 2 away. Now, unlike my prediction of a hook as soon as a runner got on against Montenegro, is looking like it's not true, as we've now facing our second batter after Riley had that infield single. So Montenegro is being allowed to finish this inning. Pitches the ball 1-0. The 1-0 is bounced in there, and that gets away, but no attempt to take second by Riley. I guess he either didn't see it soon enough or didn't get a good read on how far away it was going to get. I think if he goes immediately, he would have made it. As it is, he stays put. High, 3 balls and no strikes. Montenegro trying to go 8 innings for the 2nd week in a row. Bunt flashed up, throw over to first. And a strike called. 3 balls and 1 strike, as Thompson was ready to start heading down to first base. But he'll have to see at least 1 more pitch. And the 3-1 is called a strike, and Thompson really thought that was a ball. That time went as far as actually throwing his bat to the dugout. So he'll have to see 1 more pitch, at least. And 3-2, runner goes, popped up, behind short. Making the catch is Gaspar for the out, and that will end the top of the 8th inning. In the top of the 8th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We have played 7.5 here at Crusader Field, Dallas with the lead, 5-3, as that will bring us to our next SCAC scoreboard update. Now the SCAC page is refreshed. Can actually get to the update now. All right, here we go. So, bottom of the 4th inning in Houston, Centenary ahead of St. Thomas 4-0. In Georgetown, bottom of the 5th, Shriner ahead of Southwestern 4-2. TLU and Trinity should be starting about 20 minutes ago. Nothing showing up for that game right now. Reminder, St. Thomas and Centenary, as well as Shriner and Southwestern, second games of those doubleheaders at 4. In softball, St. Thomas defeating Shriner on the road 3-1, and TLU coming back to beat Centenary 6-4. Centenary was leading most of that game. Top of the 1st inning now, as St. Thomas and Shriner are about to start game 2 of their doubleheader. Southwestern at Trinity also should have started about 20 minutes ago, but nothing showing for that, so we will have to probably actually look at the box score for that game to get an update. And that's it for all current games playing right now. Everything else is either golf or tennis and is not something that is showing up on the SCAC scoreboard. Huff takes the ball 2-1. So that is your SCAC scoreboard update. Make sure you stay current on all the teams for all the sports of the SCAC and get all of your news, scores, schedules, and standings at scacsports.com. The 2-1 pitch to Huff, swing and a miss 2-2. And for you Crusader fans, make sure you get all of your University of Dallas sports information and statistics, which you can do at udallasathletics.com. Here in the bottom of the 8th, the top of the order, as Huff grounds out to second. And there's one away. Now that will bring up Fernando Davila, who is 0 for 2 with a run scored, 2 walks and a strikeout. He takes the ball high, 1-0. Well, Adrian Montenegro, who in all likelihood is going to be done, he's already thrown 116 pitches today. I'd be shocked to see him come out for another inning and Colin Johnson stay in the bullpen. He's gone 8 innings, allowed 8 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. It's been a good day. Pitches a strike, 2-1. The 2-1 is high, 3-1. And the 3-1 is a strike, 3-2. Now, Dallas in the SCAC standings on the outside looking in, 4-7 on the year. That is fouled off. The 2 teams directly ahead of them that they need to surpass, and they need to surpass them outright as both teams have the tiebreakers against the Crusaders, are the Pirates of Southwestern and the Celts of St. Thomas. 3-2 pitch, fouled away. Southwestern 7-6 on the year. St. Thomas 6-7. Dallas 2 wins behind St. Thomas, and both with the same amount of losses. Strike 3 looking, down goes Davila, and they're 2 away. Southwestern, 3 wins ahead of Dallas, 1 loss ahead. And so Dallas with a pretty favorable schedule down the stretch, playing Austin College, who's at the bottom of the SCAC, 1-10, and Shriner at 3-9. They play those 2 teams this week and 2 weeks from now. Pitches a ball to Caleb Homan, 1-0. But they also do have to play Trinity, who is 10-3, a ranked team, second best team in the SCAC, half game behind Centenary. Pitches a ball 2-0. And so that's going to be a tough series, especially since that series is going to be at Trinity. But the 2-0 is a strike. But it is still a doable schedule for the Crusaders, trying to find a place in the SCAC tournament for the first time in over a decade. As that is popped up in the air to left, this should end the inning. Padfield is in. Padfield makes the catch, and that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 8th inning. 5-3 is our score. Dallas with the lead as we head to the top of the 9th inning. Last chance for Austin as the Roos are coming up to bat right after this short pause in the action. Last chance for the Roos, as the Austin College Roos will be sending up the 6, 7, 8 batters, Padfield, Odom, and Toms. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Dominic Gill, the new pitcher for the Crusaders, being called on to close out the game. And a little bit of a surprise. Usually this would be Colin Johnson's spot, but I guess Coach Grafton looking to hold on to Johnson for later in this series. Trying to get Gill some work as he gets a strike 3 swinging for the first down. Gill, a starter last year for Dallas, and when he was on, arguably UD's best starter, but a little bit too inconsistent last year. Kraus and Montenegro were more consistent, not quite as good at their peaks, I think, but on average, last season they were much better pitchers, and proving that this year by both being in the starting spots. 0-1 the count. Pitches a ball, 1-1. Gill, who's had to battle some injuries over the last few months, trying to make a comeback, reassert himself into the Crusader pecking order. Pitches a strike, 1-2. Whether out of the pen or even perhaps as a starter again. Colin Johnson is continuing to warm up right now, and that is hit to second, fielded by Morales as they just get the out at first. It was not a great throw, but Homan able to keep his foot on the bag for the out. So, the Roos now down to their last out. As Trip Toms is at the plate, 0 for 1 today. Pitch is a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. 0-2. The Roos now down to their last strike. Dominic Gill is ready and delivers the 0-2 in the dirt and outside. 1-2. Crusaders a strike away from snapping a 6-game losing streak, and that is yanked into the other batter's box. Gill overthrowing that one a ton. Count 2-2. The 2-2. Misses again, 3-2. The 3-2 fouled away. Pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will end the ball game. Well, Dallas, they come from behind win, winning this one 5-3, down 3-0 after the top of the 4th. They pick up 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and 2 in the 7th to rally back and win this one 5-3 against Austin College. Well, with the win today, the Crusaders snap a 6-game losing streak, improve their conference record to 5-7, 17-11 overall. And their home record is now, 1 minute, 9-6. For the Roos with the loss, they drop to 1-11 in the conference, 8-19 overall. Their road record is now 2-11, and they've now lost their last 7 in a row. The winning pitcher today, Adrian Montenegro, picks up his 6th win of the year. Dominic Gill getting his 2nd save of the season in 1 inning of relief. And the losing pitcher, is Zach Zarnecki. Zarnecki with the loss drops to 1-1 on the season. And also our final lines for our other pitchers. Zarnecki, his final line, 1 1/3 innings pitched at 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, no walks and 2 strikeouts. Grant Stuber went an inning in relief, allowing 2 hits, 1 run earned, a walk and 1 strikeout. And then Colton Millsap, who pitched the 8th inning, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, and a strikeout. And Dominic Gill in his inning in relief, 1 inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. And finally, our power performer of the day, that is going to be Ryan Padfield, who went 1 for 3, 2 RBIs, and a home run. So congratulations to Ryan Padfield, today's power performer of the game. And so that will do it for now, as we'll have a break for about 30 minutes or so. Game 2 coming up pretty soon. If you're sticking around to join us for Game 2, we will see you in about 30 minutes. If not, thank you for joining us today. We hope to maybe see you back tomorrow, but for those coming back in 30 minutes, we will see you here on the field for Game 2, Dallas and Austin. And so long for now.